Welcome to this message of encouragement. Today I wanted to talk about faith, fear, and wisdom. But before I get started, I always like to ask those of you who are watching to please pray for our leaders and those that are in positions of authority. The Bible instructs us in 1 Timothy chapter 2 to pray for our nation's leaders and those in positions of authority. So it is our Christian duty to do so. So this is just a reminder, to please pray for our nation's leaders and those that are in positions of authority. Also, please remember those that are sick, those that have different diseases, those that are struggling with a virus, those that have lost a loved one. There are just a tremendous amount of needs in each person, the lost, even Christians, that we all need prayer. I wanted to talk about faith, fear, and wisdom today, because I don't mean to keep getting on the Christians' backs, but they're really kind of starting to grind on me. They're missing so many points, and I don't understand why. They post these little faith before fear, slogans on Facebook, and they're just really missing things. They don't realize that God gives us wisdom. We're told in the Bible that if we ask God for wisdom, He will give us wisdom. And God expects us. Yes, God, our faith is built on the Word of God. I want to make sure my Bible wasn't upside down. Our faith is built on the Word of God. And on the Word of God we stand, and we stand upon God's protection. But we don't tempt God. Going back to the wisdom, He gives us wisdom for certain types of safety equipment. For example, here is a bag of earplugs. If you have a certain job or you go in certain buildings, but we'll say if you're on a job where the decibels are extremely high, OSHA requires you to wear these in certain plants and industrial settings. And if you don't wear these earplugs, you'll be terminated from your job. These earplugs are to protect your hearing. And, we can't go and say, on our job, God's protection, God's protection, God's protection. You have to use that wisdom that God has given you to protect your ears, with the earplugs. You have to do that. Also, I want to use another example. This may look like a really nice, comfortable, running shoe or walking shoe. Well, it's not. You say, I don't have a hammer, somebody's taking my hammer. This is a steel-toe shoe. It is required in industrial settings too, and in certain construction sites. You don't want things to fall and hit your toes. They will crush your toes and crush your foot. So you wear steel-toe shoes. Wisdom. God has given us wisdom to create this steel-toe shoe. So you don't want to, be without it. And once again, God's protection, God's protection. I can go barefoot or wear my Crocs. God's protection. You can't do that. God gives us wisdom. This is tempting the Lord our God when He gives us wisdom and safety equipment. We can't, faith before fear, faith before fear. This is not fear. You've got to use that common sense, people. The same thing applies with safety glasses. I know maybe a lot of you have never worked in situations where you have to wear safety glasses. Maybe painting, sanding, cutting a limb, at home with a saw or something to keep debris out of your eyes. Or like I said, in an industrial setting, you may have never had to wear safety glasses. But like I said, God gives us wisdom to create and to have safety equipment for our protection. I just want you to understand that God gives us wisdom to have things like safety equipment to protect us. This is not living in fear. It is protecting our eyes, because we want to be able to work another day, so to speak. We don't want to go blind on the first day. And of course, I want to make mention of the Epipen for those that have severe allergies, that if certain bees or foods ingested into their body, they can go into that anaphylactic shock. And so a lot of people are carrying EpiPens. Their airways their blood pressure drops, their airway starts to narrow, they have difficulty breathing, and this is epinephrine, I believe that's what it's called, and it, you know, it helps with this until, you know, you can get to the emergency room. It helps to save lives. So would you tell somebody that's in a restaurant that can't breathe and just ingested oysters or something that they didn't even realize that they were allergic to, you know, would you start with the, you know, the faith before fear, pray about it, you know, God's going to rescue you. Yes, God will rescue you, but this is what God has given the medical community. He's given them the wisdom to come up with these, you know, quick rescue, you know, Epipens that can help, you know, right then, because many people have died from severe allergies, and that is very, very sad, and we're thankful for things like the Epipen. I hope this message has been encouraging to you. I hope it has been uplifting to you. It is not my intentions to offend anybody. I'm just trying to make people see. They just get focused in on one thing and they can't see the entire picture. God bless. Stay safe.